Giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yehoshai, Bahashem, Harakah, Kodash, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutes to all the 144,000 elect out there. We're coming back at you with another lesson. Abu Ratazar, it may be a quick one, this particular one. So, Dr. Doom. I just tapped in who was Dr. Doom, because as we've been hearing, this word be coming up quite recently, Dr. Doom or Doomsday, or there was a quote from Donald Trump, and our elder apostle Tahar, he be making mention of this, something that he said the last term he was in, Nero or Donald Trump, he made a quote about the doomsday prophets, and he said to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse, because that's what's on the horizon, and that's in the scriptures, man. And yes, the prophets, the so-called prophets of dooms are back, and we're gonna make mention of why he made such a statement. Right, these people, they know what time it is, right? You got the shadow government, you got the upfront, right, or the face government. What they give you is the face of the government, Nero or Trump. He's in, right? The king, you know, as we know it, right? Elders and apostles be saying he's Nero coming back, and you can do, and you decide. But I just wanted to get in some of this, make a point here, coming at it from a kind of comical angle, which we know it's all true anyway. We're gonna funnel everything through the scriptures. Who was he? Who was Doctor Doom? And we've got more than one of them with that name, Doctor Doom, because Stan Lee, the Marvel comic writer, who wrote, he came up with all these ideas for the villains, the super villains, the superheroes. He came up with this character here. Who was he? Yeah. Dr. Victor Von Doom is a supervillain appearing in American comic books, published by Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Dr. Doom is the media. So yeah, there's a movie coming up. For the brothers that are into going and watching these types of these, they're into the superheroes business and all the super villains and all of that. Iron Man became Dr. Doom, and I think it's going to be coming out this year sometime. But yeah, so you have Doctor Doom, some of these to name a few of these superheroes, and you also have Doomsday. Yeah, who is he? Marvel powers and abilities. Who is Doomsday? Doomsday, right? You got the visual here. This is Doctor Doom. Let's look up some of this, and then we're gonna, because it rings true, right? That is why they fear. They fear the prophets, what they call the prophets of doom, because they're trying to escape their judgments. The Eves, which go back to the scriptures, right? Jacob and Esau, they have a strong rivalry, right? When you break it down, it goes back to Jacob is the sons of the so-called black people, right? And Esau is the sons of the so-called white people, so that you can understand. So there's a strong rivalry, and they be fearing and trying to escape, as they know, trying to find a loophole to evade their judgment. Hence the statement, right? To embrace the possibilities of the tomorrow, the possibilities of their tomorrow. This is a statement from Nero Trump, as you know him, is to bring in their NWO, right? They believe that's what's going to escape their judgment, their perennial judgment. Yeah, the possibility of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse, because that's they know it's going to prevent them from bringing in their NWO, right? So, right, let's get into some of this. What is Doomsday in Marvel powers and abilities? Coming from a comical aspect, but really, in many a word said in jest are true, right? As it was constructed to be able to withstand and function in every conceivable environment, right? The power doomsday. The doomsday man is nigh invincible, infallible, right? That's like another word for invincible, and superhumanly strong. It is also has laser cannon mounted on its right arm and a phonic nullifier hidden within his mouth. Right, some of his abilities and powers. Because yeah, there's scriptures that be coming to mind when I'll be reading about comic superheroes, Marvel heroes, and scriptures be coming to me, man. You know, from going all the way back far as I can remember. Right, what are the powers of Doomsday? His power is created by Dan Jurgens. This monster first appeared in Superman. Right. Oh yeah. By the way, this monster here, Doomsday. He's the only one that was able to delete Superman. Right. And that's they fancy themselves as Superman. Let me say like that. Right. The carnal man. He fancies himself. His Superman is his representative. Well, hence you have the red, white, and blue, and you have the quiff and Reagan. If you can remember Reagan, he was a president way back in the 90s. He was a president, and they modeled themselves after Reagan with the quiff or the eagle appearance, and also Trump with that quiff, that eagle-like hair. Well, his is a hairpiece, but as a quiff, when you look at the comparisons, they model themselves after the eagle with the ability to fly, right, and protect and push the American way, which is a big fraud anyway. So, right, the superhuman man of steel, right, and this is also a man of steel, and Superman was a man of steel as well, right. Back in 1992, he's not just a big brute. Doomsday was genetically engineered in ancient Krypton to be the ultimate living weapon, evolving to resurrect himself stronger after each defeat. Right? Now, scripture. Let's get into the scriptures here. Right? They're trying to talk about evading the prophets of doom. And what did they do? Ezekiel 37. I'm going to come at it from this angle, the way how I be seeing things in my mind, in the way of spiritual, because everything is spiritual. But so Ezekiel 37 and 10 says, So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came unto them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet as exceedingly great army, an exceedingly great army. Yeah. Yeah. Also, what other thing comes to mind? Jason and the Argonauts, when the skeletons they were revived by that one of those Egyptians. That was all left hand side, but here we have this is the right hand side, and they was revived by the Spirit. Right. Also, other scriptures be coming to mind. The usual ones like Revelations 11 and 11. Right, when the Spirit came upon Rabbi Abba Bibbins, High Priest Rabbi Abba Bibbins, and he breathed, right, that Spirit, which the Spirit came from the Most High, and it gave us life. The two prophets that stood up on their feet, the northern tribe, southern and the northern tribe. So it all rings true in the scriptures, resurrection, right? And the prophets are back, right? Throughout our generation, they have done things to the prophets, the guillotine, the beheadings, and all the things that happened in the time of Nero, the burning of Peter and Apostle Paul, the hangings, the beheadings, the using them as the human torches, right? Trying to get rid of the prophets, trying to prevent, right? Trying to prevent, yeah, it says the biennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse, trying to stop their trying to stop their NOR, right? Trying to stop their inevitables. Trying to stop. That's the word. Trying to stop the inevitable, and it is inevitable, right? What happened to us happened to us. It was written, and what is going to happen to the is written. It is the inevitable, as It was said in one of the movies by, who said it in one of the movies? It is inevitable. Um, oh, it might come to me. It's left the mind. It's left my mind at the moment. So yeah. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house, right, of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts, right? Yeah, because we were cut off, right? We went through slavery, man. And the kings also, Deuteronomy 28. For a period of time, we went through slavery. We were put aside, if you like. We were in the spirit, dried up or dead in the spirit, right? Our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Jehovah thy power, behold, O my people, I will open thy graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you unto the land of Israel. Yeah. Right? This is the power right here. This is the power like Doomsday. And also like Doctor Doom. His powers and abilities. He's also able to do what? Return to life every time he dies and becomes resistant or immune to what killed him before, right? Doctor Doomsday powers. Very similar with Doomsday. Right? They're both similar characters, but they both have that name, that word in their name. Dooms. Right? Which is something that he be fearing. He be fearing his inevitable doom. His inevitable doom. It is inevitable. Right? That's the guy that he came up against, this dude here. And he mentioned it in the Avengers. What's his name? The Thanos. Yeah, Thanos. He mentioned it in one of his latest movies, the Avengers. It is inevitable. So your doom, your prophecy, the prophecies are inevitable. You can't escape them. Reading on, Ezekiel 37. And ye shall know that I am, right? Let me read 12 again. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and call you to come up out of your graves and bring you unto the land of Israel. Right, man? So it is inevitable, right? Whatever you do to Doctor Doom, right? He returns. Doomsday. This is Doctor Doomsday. He returns to life every time he dies and becomes resistant or immune to whatever he was deleted from, right? Hence, I'm bringing it to modern day. I'm bringing it and making a point as very similar with the prophets. It's inevitable. You can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of the prophets. Every time they get deleted in their lives, the resurrections, right? So that you can understand all the different lives and reincarnations, we've been deleted, we've known death. All the prophets have looked at death in the eyes. And what happened? We've always come back. And we've stayed in our lot. We've continued, right? We've continued to give them no rest, as the prophets do. Isaiah 62. As a matter of fact, I might even hold that one. As a matter of fact, I will hold that one. Isaiah 62, because this be coming up a lot also recently. You can't stop this word whatsoever. Right? Isaiah 62 and 6 says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace. Right? Never hold their peace. Right? He comes back stronger every time. Right? Dr. Doom comes back stronger. You got Dr. Doom and you got Doomsday, both of them. Right? They come back stronger every time. Right? Can't be defeated. Invincible. And as a matter of fact, he actually says it. He's invincible, right? He says it there. Yeah. Doomsday man is nigh infallible and superhumanly strong. He also has a laser cannon mounted on his but he's invincible. He's invincible. Can't be defeated, right? The prophets are actually right, and this is even now on this side with the carnal flesh. Right? We're as well as invincible even in this flesh, because the Most High has us a purpose for us. Right? And the prophets, and if they even have to face guillotines, right, or be martyred, whatever they have to face, Most High can bring them back. So we ain't gonna hold our peace, right? This is what it's about. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, because we be watching and we be reporting everything that you have been doing, right? From the times you've had us in slavery, right? That's in Revelation 18. Revelation 18 and 5 and 6. You're gonna have to repay and repay back double, right? Your debt to society, right? So we be watching everything, and we've been set up, and this is bigger than what you think. It's set up by the Most High Himself. The Most High, as you call Him, God Himself. We've been set up as watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace. Right? We continue to write everything down, jot everything down, and make mention of it. Right? And this is history. Right? We're making history right now, and the prophets have always reported, right? Hence, you had Daniel reporting to Nebuchadnezzar, and you also had Daniel reporting to his son Belshazzar. You also had Jeremiah reporting to the time of his king, who was making mention of um, in the time of his king, um, Jerusalem, in the time of his lifetime, when he was going up against his own wicked people. You also had Moses going up against the ancient Egyptians. The time he was going up against the person who was Pharaoh. So we've always made mention of this truth and about, as you put it, the apocalypse and the judgments that is inevitable. All of the prophets, no matter you've been deleted them, they've always bounced right back. Oh, and there's a song, a famous song by Prince Buster Douglas. For those that know, it was the 80s or early 90s. You pick him up, you lick him down in bonks right back, right? Hence, hence the abilities to return to life every time he dies and he becomes resistant or immune to whatever deleted him before. All right, there you have it, man. Dr. Doomsday can also develop resistance to whatever injuries or harms him. All right, so let's read. Yeah, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silent, right, man? And we ain't keeping silent, right? You ain't going to be able to shut the prophets. The prophets of doom, as you put it, are back, right? And you ain't going to be able to prevent the inevitable, right? As you put it, the apocalypse. You ain't going to be able to prevent that. 7, and give him no rest till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Right? Because that has got to be, that's the monument right there. Zion, the monument, his people. Right? Yahshua Allah. Going to make that a praise. And yes, we are going to be given praise and fame, doesn't matter, throughout the land, whether we want it or whether we don't. Mosiah says that his prophecy is going to give us praise and fame throughout the land. Doesn't matter all the scoffers that be trying to come against us to try and make us infamous, because they're both the same thing anyway. Praise or fame and infame is both the same thing. It's popularity. No matter what way you want to cut it or slice it. So there's nothing you can do against the truth, but only for the truth. So we've got one more, and then we're going to end it off. Judgment is coming for these wicked people. Let's hit this one too. Yeah, I want to get this one. Wisdom of Solomon. This is also that's been keep on coming up in my mind. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22 says, all right, hence they're trying to stop their NWO, all right. Wherefore, whereas thou dost chastising us, thy scourgeth our enemies, right? So we be chastised, punished for our sins, right? We be chastised, we be drinking it all down, the dregs and all the bottom, what's on the bottom of the cup, we've been drinking that down, right? Chastised, wherefore thou that's lost, therefore, whereas thou dost chastise us, right, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more. Right, so they were going to be drinking it down. In Revelation it says double, but according to this one, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22, they're going to get it 1,000 times more. Right, to the extent that when we judge carefully, think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy, right? That's upon our own people. But the enemies are going to get judged, as it says there, 1,000 times more. Hence, you cannot do nothing against the prophets. It's truth only for the truth, right? Hence, right, he returns to life every time he dies and becomes resistant or immune to whatever deleted him, right? Dr. Doomsday can also develop resistance to whatever injuries or harms him, right? So there's the visual right there. That's Doctor Doom, and then you also got Doomsday. They're two separate superheroes, but that word, right, signifies something very powerful, right? He be bringing about that doom, all right, that power. So Wisdom of Solomon 5, we're going to end with this one. And one says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Right? Who is that? Talking about the righteous man. That's the prophets. Yes, the prophets are back. The prophets of doom are back. Hence, I'm using this in way of an analogy, right? So that you can understand, for those of us that can relate to some of these righteous man stand in great boldness. We're looked at as villains to these people, even though we're far from it. We're the righteous prophets coming back to make mention of the inevitable, right? The apocalypse, which is coming very soon, very shortly now. Hence why we're seeing judgments in the earth. The Most High is in their midst over there right now. And you got Georgia, you got a lot of those places where they had us in slavery being flooded out and burned up. California being burned up, right? Whether it be the weather manipulation or not, the Most High is bringing about judgments. He's using the left-hand side sword to bring his judgments about, right? And all those places like Kentucky where the mainly white people they be living, they be getting flash flooded out, right? So that's judgments, right? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before, and we've been always making mention that we're going to start to see these things, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, right? For them to know that the Yahushua is on his way, or the presence of him is here via the prophets, yeah, before the face of such has afflicted him and made no account of his labor, right? Having us out there on the cotton fields, right? Free labor, right? Which is just another word for slavery, right? So, have afflicted him and made no account of his labors, right? Hence, we're the watchmen. When thou shalt see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And we know that's why they be making those fearful statements, right? To embrace the possibilities, right? Nero, his statement once again, to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom, right? It's inevitable. You can't do it. It's impossible. Right? Every time you delete us, we be bouncing right back again, right? Hence, we're giving you these examples here, right? Remaining of the groaning, so the terrible fear, and they shall be amazed, right? They're amazed, all right? That's why he be making these fearful, right, comments. They're amazed, right? How come they keep coming back? Doesn't matter what you do to them, we keep coming back. They're amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for, right? And when they start to see us getting beamed up, that's the ultimate fear. They're going to be trembling, literally trembling, right? When we be changed, they're gonna watch it, right? The strangeness of their salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for, and they returned in their groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had in sometimes in derision, a proverb and a byword, right? All those proverb words, those bywords, ninjas and all of that, they called us the gollywogs and the jam jars, right? The burning and the cross and all the KKK things that we saw in that book, Without Sanctuary, that was real, right? That was Ezekiel 28. That was real. Had us in a proverb and a byword. We fools accounted it his life madness and his end to be without honor. They thought that they saw the last of us. They dusted off their hands. They wiped their foot on our graves, and they thought they would never see us again. Yeah, that's what they thought, and they thought they're going to keep it moving. That wasn't the plan. That's not the movie. That's not how it's written. Last one in Wisdom of Solomon 5, it says, how is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints, right? They didn't know that. Our lot was among the saints. They didn't know we was infallible, we was invincible. You can't get rid of us. So the Most High chastised us, that's for sure, right? Thou house, therefore, when thou dost chastise us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more. But what you're about to receive, what we did, you're gonna get it 1,000 times more. So we be back. We always be back. The prophets, as you put it, of doom are back on the scene to give you and remind you of the inevitable, right? And as you put it, right, to embrace the possibilities of the tomorrow, right? Nero's statement, his infamous, famous statement, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom, but you can't, and their predictions of the apocalypse, right? Nah, that's the end of it. That's the point. The point is done made. So let me finish now. Return. So what happens when you try to reject the predictions of the apocalypse? What happens? What happens when you try? Right? Dr. Doomsday returns to life. Right, so that you can understand. And it's scriptural, Ezekiel 37, Revelation 11 and 11, and I just read it, Wisdom of Solomon 5, right? Everything goes back to the scriptures. He returns to life every time he dies and becomes resistant or immune to whatever has deleted him, right? Dr. Doomsday can also develop resistance to whatever injuries or harms him. And you come back, what they say? You pick him up, you lick him down. Yeah, that's the song by Prince Buster Douglas. You pick him up, you lick him down, he bonks right back. And when he come back even stronger. So yeah, we brought it out of Baratazar. It was edifying to all the sincere out there. Yes, the prophets of doom, as you put it, Nero or Trump, as you put it, the prophets of doom are back, right? To bring about and make mention of the inevitable. Your future. The Wadayo Bashim Shai. Shalom. Till the next one, we out.